This is Gospel Music Today. If you've heard songs like The Healer and His Life for Mine and No Orphans of God, then you already know about the Talley Trio, and it's a great thrill to be talking to them on Gospel Music Today. Sitting next to me is Lauren Talley. We want to welcome you to Gospel Music Today. I'm going to have you introduce Mom and Dad.
Oh, that could get really interesting. This is my mom, Deborah Talley, and my dad, Roger Talley, and we've been traveling and singing together for, oh my goodness, almost 13 years now. I can't believe it's been that long.
Now, you've been singing since you could walk, I guess.
Yes, I sang my first solo on stage when I was 2 years old. I got away from the babysitter one night and crawled up on the stage in the middle of a song, and I've been singing ever since.
You'll identify with a little story about another friend of ours. We did an interview with 3 generations of the Lesters, from Brian down to Emma Grace.
Yes.
And we asked Emma Grace if she ever sings with anyone. And she said, oh, yes, she sings with the Talleys.
She's hilarious. It's so funny for me to see her because Jenny and I grew up together, and we're the same age, and it's just so funny to look at her kids now and see them coming up and singing just like she and I did. And I just think that's wonderful. Brings back a lot of happy memories for us.
Let me get Deborah over this way a little bit.
Right.
Now, how did you make the transition from church singing that a lot of people started with to professional gospel singing?
Oh my goodness, that's quite a story, but it goes back many years when I was at home in Clinton, Kentucky, and a group came to my church and sang. I had no idea that they were looking for another singer, and that never occurred to me that I would ever be doing that. But, you know, about a month before that, the Lord had been dealing with my heart for some time, and I just remember going to the altar one night and saying, God, whatever it is you want me to do, I'll do it. And the opportunity presented itself about a month later, and I traveled with a group from West Tennessee for about 4.5 years called the Songmasters.
Okay. Now, we have another story of a strange transition because you started with a degree in agricultural business. Now, how do you get from that to where you are now?
Yeah, that's not something that you do every day. I had been playing and singing with my family at home, but like Deborah, never dreamed that there'd be an opportunity to do that for my livelihood for all these years. I was at home one day and the phone rang and a voice said, Roger, this is Claude Hopper of the Hopper Brothers and Connie. And he said, somebody told me you could play the piano and I'm looking for a piano player. And as it turned out, my family and I had taped a little television program near our home, and the guy who was on that program was a friend of the Hoppers, and they had called him. He recommended me, and I traveled with him for 1 week, and Claude offered me a job, and I figured I could always come back to agriculture later, and if not, I wouldn't miss it. So here I am.
It's not a bad place to begin, I guess.
Right.
Now, you do record producing, too.
Yes.
What is the role of a record producer?
It can go all the way from meeting with the group in the beginning, helping them decide on what songs they should record, coming up with arrangements that fit the group. I go in and record and supervise the recording of music tracks, then their vocals, and then the final mix. So usually I'm involved in the project from helping pick songs or helping find songs all the way to getting the finished product done. I love it.
Yeah. Now, Lauren, there's a lot going on with the Talley Trio, I guess. You've worked at the Steve Hurst School of Music.
Yes.
What's that like?
Well, I first started attending the Steve Hurst School when I was 11 years old, and I loved it so much that I kept going back year after year, and I learned so much from that experience, just from the vocal technique side, the performance side, but I grew a lot spiritually through that school. And when I was 18, Steve asked me if I would join the staff, and I've been a voice and performance coach for him since that time. And for any aspiring singer, songwriter, musician, church musician, church music minister, I would highly recommend this school for several reasons. First of all, you'll get the best musical training that I know of anywhere in the gospel music field. But second of all, you will be educated in an environment that's conducive to ministry. Steve's first priority is ministry, and we want to see each person's individual ministry grow along with their talent. We want to see their skills improve, of course, but we want to really help people understand what God's will for their ministry is as well.
What's the most requested Talley Trio song?
Oh my goodness, probably still His Life for Mine. We get lots of requests for that. The Broken Ones is a recent song that we've recorded that still gets a lot of comments every night. But yes, lots of people still request for my mom to do Thinking About Home every night. The older ones are still around, so those three are probably some of the most requested ones.
Why do you think that is?
I think great songs that have lasting messages stick around because they're timeless. They are not catering to a certain trend. They just have good, solid biblical messages. A song like His Life for Mine is applicable to every church, every denomination, every audience. You can sing it anywhere. And a message like that is going to endure because it talks about the cross, it talks about the blood, it talks about salvation. And I think it's very important for our ministry, for our music, and for our industry as a whole. We need to keep producing good quality songs like that that have strong messages in order for that music to continue.
Mm-hmm. Tell me about the Talley Trio website, and you have there's a networking website attached to that?
We have two websites, actually. We have an official website, tallytrio.com, real easy. That's where you can read our tour schedule, you can order all of our products online and that kind of thing, keep up with us. But we have just begun a new website in the last year or so that's really been interesting for us. It's also called tallytrio.com. It's just spelled a little bit differently, TREE-O.com, the Talley Tree O. Isn't that clever? This is the place where our fans can join together with us and talk to us and to each other. We talk about everything from prayer requests. We have a prayer request thread on this site where people all over the world are posting things that are going on in their lives and asking other people to pray for them. We have a worldwide prayer chain going on this site now. And the subscribers of this website helped us choose every aspect of our last recording, Life Goes On. They helped us choose the songs. They previewed audio and video clips from the studio. They helped us pick the pictures. They did everything in this process. So it was really interesting for us to get to see what the fans really enjoy and really want in a recording. So that's really been interesting for us. So anyone who wants to become part of the family tree, click on tallytrio.com, TREE-O, and click subscribe.
Deborah, what's going on recording-wise for the Talley Trio?
Well, we're just beginning to look for songs for a new recording. I think it's maybe something along the lines of favorites. You know, a lot of songs that people have requested over time and things that are very familiar, and probably 2 or 3 new ones thrown in, but we're going to try to do as many favorites as we can. And so, you know, people can even go on the Talley Trio site and make some suggestions. We'll be glad to listen to them.
Lauren and Deborah and Roger, thank you very much for talking to us on gospel music today.
Thank you.
Our pleasure. Thank you.
Now back to more gospel music today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
The producer gave us a thumbs up, so that's good.
Okay.